The time has come, a moment I never wanted, but this is football, and in life everything has a beginning and an end. I arrived in 2012 with the desire to wear the jersey of the best team in the world and with the ambition to achieve great success. But I couldn't even imagine what would happen next. And what happened next? Luka Modric gave 13 years to the club. His career in Madrid is endless greatness, almost 600 matches, 28 trophies. Luka lives as the most decorated player in the history of the most decorated club. In this video, we reminisce and say farewell to a Madrid legend. Thank you for your support, for liking this video. We dive into an ocean of memories. Luka arrived in Madrid in 2012. Tottenham received just over 20 million euros for the player. Luka won his first trophy 36 hours after signing the contract of victory over Barcelona in the Spanish Super Cup. But after that, in his first season, everything went badly. Into the attack, Modric didn't fit into Mourinho's tactical schemes and spent almost the entire season on the bench. And the newspaper Marca named the transfer the worst of the season. It's impossible to imagine that now, right? Modric is one of the last representatives of a truly special golden generation. The last will be Carvajal, but the cycle has come to an end. These are Carlos' words today. And when he took charge of Madrid in 2013, Luka Modric became a starting player in his team. And you surely remember the Champions League final against Atletico. For 12 years, we hadn't reached a final until that moment. And we were losing to Atletico 0-1, but Modric took the corner, Ramos scored, and it happened right before the final whistle. And then Madrid finished the match at 4-1. And that was Modric's first Champions League victory. Over these years, I've experienced incredible moments, comebacks that seemed impossible, finals, celebrations, and magical nights at the Bernabeu. We won everything, and I was happy. However, the next season for Modric was once again disrupted. He barely played for half a year due to injuries. Madrid didn't win a single trophy. Carlo was dismissed, and Zidane came in, who turned Champions League victories into a routine. In 2016, once again, the opponent was Atletico, 1-1 after regular and extra time, and 5-3 in the penalty shootout. This was Modric's second Champions League title. In 2017, Madrid dominated everywhere, and Luka won La Liga for the first time. Then there was another Champions League final and a confident victory over Juventus with a score of 4-1. Modric recorded 1 assist in that match. And then came what will be remembered as the golden and most remarkable year in Luka Modric's entire football career, 2018, a year in which he not only led his national team Croatia to the World Cup final, but also won the Ballon d'Or, firmly establishing himself as one of the greatest midfielders of his generation. A third consecutive Champions League victory. In the final, they defeated Liverpool. Luka was named the best player of the European season. With the Croatian national team, he won the silver medals at the World Cup and then claimed the most prestigious individual award in a footballer's career, the Ballon d'Or. And this happened for the first time in 11 years during the era of Ronaldo and Messi. This is an incredible achievement for Modric. Besides the titles and victories, I carry in my heart the affection of all Madrid fans. I truly don't know how to explain the special bond I have with you and how much support, respect, and love I have received. I will never forget every ovation and all the gestures of affection you have shown me. In 2018, Ronaldo left Madrid and things became noticeably more difficult for us. The team's results declined. Luka also was not showing his previous level of performance. But in 2020, Madrid won La Liga, and it seemed like this was the last major achievement for the Croatian. At that time, he had already turned 35. In 2021, Zidane left for the second time. Unexpectedly, Ancelotti returned to Madrid. Modric was already at an advanced age. There weren't many expectations. But then everything changed. In 2022, Madrid won their 14th Champions League trophy. And for Modric, it was the 5th of his career. Modric was a huge help in the knockout stage, delivering his trademark assists. And then there was yet another victory in 2024. It's almost hard to imagine, but that's Modric's 6th Champions League win. Yes, he no longer had such a prominent role on the team, but his influence both on the field when he came on and especially in the locker room was still immense for both Carlo and the younger teammates. Besides the Champions League victories, just look at this picture. There are also 4 La Liga titles as well as wins in the Super Cups and domestic cups. In total, Modric has 28 trophies with Madrid, and that is an absolute and brilliant record. I live with a full heart, filled with pride, gratitude and unforgettable memories. And although after the Club World Cup I will no longer wear this jersey on the field, I will always be a Madrid supporter. Yes, Modric is not ending his career because he wants to play with the Croatian national team at the upcoming World Cup in 2026. And the first club to have already offered Modric a one-year contract is Inter Miami. And it is said that it was Messi who approached the management and asked them to sign Modric if he doesn't stay in Madrid. I recommend that you don't lose sight of Luka or stop paying attention to him. To do this, you can download the Tribuna app, where, as you can see, you'll find all the information about the player, as well as the fastest news about transfers, events, and moves. And this isn't just about Modric, but also your favorite footballer or team. Subscribe, download it. I'll leave the link in the pinned comment. It really is very convenient. We know that Luka wanted to stay in Madrid for the coming year, and it seemed that Xabi Alonso also didn't mind Modric staying, but suddenly there was this news about his departure. And I've already read the comments. Not all Madridistas are happy with the club's decision. There are some especially striking comments, and honestly, they make sense. I'd like to share them with you right now. Why do Perez and the management always treat the club's legends like crap? Sorry, they do this all the time. Luka did everything to stay. He offered to take a pay cut, was ready to be a substitute, but they still turned him down. Even Xavi himself asked to keep him for another season, and he was told no as well. And before anyone says that no player is bigger than the club, I get that, but it still feels like a real betrayal. You know, friends, I'm sad today too because I also wanted Modric to stay for the upcoming season. Maybe he wouldn't play as much, maybe he would have accepted a pay cut, maybe we would still see him on the pitch in some tournaments. And if Xabi Alonso was ready to work with Modric, I don't know why it didn't happen. Especially since Modric wanted to finish his career in Madrid and then go to the World Cup. All the more so because this season turned out to be trophyless for Modric, and he ends his legendary journey in Madrid once again without any trophies. And that really upsets me. Write in the comments what you think about this. Should Modric have been kept, or is it really time for a complete rejuvenation? I'll be happy to read your comments. And here's another question. The number 10 on Modric's shirt is now free. Which player will take the number 10? Mbappe, Güler, or maybe one of the superstar newcomers? Or maybe Bellingham? To whom would you give the number 10 among the Madrid players who are still on the team? Please write your thoughts in the comments. If you want my opinion, I would give the number 10 to Valverde, because it's Fede who, by the end of his career, might become the kind of player we're saying goodbye to in Modric today. So, on these topics and your warm words for Modric, I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in the comments. If you give this video a like, I'll be grateful. Subscribe to the channel. We have a big off-season ahead, with major transfers coming up. We'll be keeping an eye on everything. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye, friends.
No llores porque se terminó, sonríe porque sucedió. ¡Cala Madrid y nada más! ¡Gracias!